Did you ever see one of these memes where it tells you what the left and the right news is? Oops. Uh, Here's another one. This is the one I'm going to work off of right now, though. I'm going to take one from the middle, which is USA Today, and then we're going to do a newspaper from the left and the right, and then we're going to do online news sources from these different boxes, these left and right sources of equal comparison. So I got Slate and the Weekly Standard, I got Alternate and OAN, and then I have InfoWars and Occupy Democrats. Because these two are really small, and I feel like that was more of a comparison than these two. So let's get started. I'm going to try to do this in as little time as possible, because I know you're busy. Now what I did was I did this all from the Wikipedia, and I just want to show you this. I learned this recently. The top newspapers by circulation, you'll notice countries, won't get down till USA Today. Isn't that surprising? And then you have the Wall Street Journal and New York Times. That's right to the right and that's to the left. Those are the only ones in the USA. And some of these top news sources are communist Chinese stuff. That's let's see if I can pull one up. This is a communist newspaper that has a larger circulation than USA Today, which I thought was interesting. So anyway, you can look this up on Wikipedia, and we're going to get right along to USA Today. And it's a middle market newspaper. And we are going to, and it says right here, political alignment, center, moderate. And we're going to jump to these sites from the Wikipedias. I'm sorry, but it's too late. Unvaccinated patients beg for shot, latest COVID news. That's their top story. Let's move on. I mean, we can take a long time to do this, but you can look at the other stories if you'd like. Or you could pause this if you want to take a closer look. We're going to go right over to the left for the New York Times. And it actually doesn't say excuse to the left. So we're just going to go to the website and not get worried about this. Four companies reached 26 billion deal with states to end opioid lawsuits. And you can stop this or slow this down. I'm scrolling slowly if you're just listening to this. Okay, let's move right along. We're 3 minutes in, and we're going to go to the Wall Street Journal. If you really want to get into looking up stuff, you can look up who founded it and who publishes it, and all the people who are part of it and putting it out and circulating it, and you can look into who see if you can draw any conclusions, or it's very interesting to just dig in to see who owns these papers and what information is and isn't available about them. Like, there's very little information about some of the higher ranking people in USA Today. Anyway, states reached $26 billion pact to settle opioid lawsuits. So, same story. That's interesting. I didn't go through this before I started recording. Slate is liberal progressive online magazine. And like I said, if you go through who these people are, it's kind of interesting. I didn't go through all these people, but I've done that before. I'm just kind of suggesting that you do that because it's interesting. It takes a long time though. I could do that on this video, but it would make it really long. Alright, Slate says what vaccinated people should really know about the Delta variant's threat to them. And we're going to go right over to the opposite of Slate, which would be Weekly Standard on political news analysis and commentary, neocon Bible, neoconservatism. You can look and see who's editing that. And they are leading with Nikki Haley is fierce and the crisis that hasn't happened. Theresa May, retains office but hemorrhages power. It's time for Republicans to show they truly care about due process. Interesting. Playoffs begin to take shape in football. Hot as a player treatment. I know I'm reading a lot more of the headlines here, but I'm not seeing anything about the $26 billion. So I guess we'll just move up right on over here. That's interesting. New York Times got, what were these two? The opioid doesn't seem to be on these pages at all. So we'll go over to Alternate, a left-leaning news outlet that's a little more radical. Let's see, it's getting more. Where is the Alternate? Are we up to Alternate? Yes, we're here. We're down here. We moved down from Slate. Did we mix one up? New York Slate Weekly Standard to Alternate. All right, we're up to Alternate now, so it's going to get more skewed. To understand the American authoritarian mind, look to evangelical Christianity. I did not read that very well. To understand the American authoritarian mind, look to evangelical Christianity. Christian Cinema in big trouble in Arizona. Nancy Pelosi shuts down Kevin McCarthy's attempt to put Jim Jordan on the January 6th committee. They thought it was a hoax. Doctor gives emotional account of COVID patients who refused the vaccine. Well, let's go see what the right has to say about that. We got OAN, pro-Donald Trump. And let's hop on over. Respect your elder. Elder sues California Secretary of State after he was excluded from recall ballot against Governor Newsom. Biden claims he's fulfilling campaign promises. Psaki, vaccines aren't foolproof, 100% effective. GOP candidates swarm to flip ill governorship red. Didn't see much more about the vaccine. Oh, Democrats flip-flop stance on getting vaccinated, bullying people into getting them. Well, that's not what Alternate seems to think. You crack me up. Marjorie Taylor Greene burst out laughing when asked about COVID deaths. Let's see what else here. New report reveals how unvaccinated Arkansas is facing a Delta variant nightmare. All right, we need to get more to the left here. Let's go to Occupy Democrats. This is as left as we can go. And they're saying that I need to accept their cookies. Pelosi puts GOP leader in his place by rejecting Trump hatchet men for January 6th probe. That's what they're leading with. Dr. Don Jr.'s dirty family laundry aired on Twitter after he attacks Jeff Bezos for his space trip. Marjorie Taylor Greene mocked for her mangling of medical privacy laws. That we saw Marjorie on that other news source. We didn't read the story though, but apparently that's what she did. Florida authorities take new action on Arizona audit group linked to Sidney Powell. Marjorie Taylor Greene buried with mockery for vowing to never stop tweeting. There she is again. She's been mocked. Okay, so let's see what InfoWars has to say to you. Do we need to explain what InfoWars is? Far-right conspiracy theory and fake news website, and by Alex Jones, aka Bill Hicks. So, by some people. There's no link to this. So it doesn't link. So we'll have to go by ourselves. Planetary bombshell. Director of COVID-19 vaccine program says Pfizer injections erases immune system. Top scientist and Canadian Prime Minister announced plan for every person to be forcibly injected 10 times a year. What? If you don't want to be a slave, then spread the word and share this link. Okay. They also feature UK City Council suggests local cake might be racist because it contains sugar. Are there any real stories here? Joe Biden's open border to drive 1.7 million illegal aliens to U.S. What country will be the next to implement COVID health passes? Needs a poll. Let's just say the United States. Let's just see what they say. Oh, look, they think Canada's going next. All right. Pfizer VP destroys media hit piece attacking his warnings about COVID injection. A pack of lies. And yeah, it's doesn't seem to say that here on Occupy Democrats. And you'll notice that they have Black Lives Matter, right-wing extremism, corruption, Spanish, and climate change up here in their heading. And InfoWars, they don't. Do they have that? They have featured special report, opinions, U.S. news, science and tech, politics, economy, and world news and health. In comparison, it's also really interesting to look at this. This OAN has top news, world, business, technology, sports, entertainment, video, and shop. And Alternate has politics, media, culture, economy, rights, environment, which the right wings don't have, and health. Weekly Standard doesn't really have that. Slate has infrastructure, court reform, vaccines, Anthony Bourdain, Olympics, Jeff Bezos, Fish, and Biz Markie, news and politics, culture, technology, business, human interest, podcasts. Wall Street Journal, Home World, U.S. politics, economy, business, tech, markets, opinion, life and arts, real estate. Wall Street Journal magazine. And then New York Times, pretty much the same thing. They have coronavirus. The Wall Street Journal doesn't have a heading for that. U.S. politics, New York business, tech, science. They have a science. Sports, Olympics, wildfire tracker, obituaries, today's paper, corrections, and trending. And then USA Today has news, sports, entertainment, life, money, tech, travel, opinion. And that will be 12 minutes. I hope you guys found that interesting. I could go on and do this for an hour. And if you like it, let me know. If you made it to the end, please leave some kind of indication by a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment. If you like it, let me know. I'll do it again. I like to do this for myself some days. I just, go through a list. I don't know if you can see this. I have a news folder. There's about 50 different news sources. And I could go to just say ABC News. See what ABC has to say. COVID cases triple over 2 weeks amid misinformation. Well, let's go to CBS and see what their number one story is. Texas Democrats test positive for COVID-19. Jump on over to NBC. McCarthy threatens to pull his choices from January 6th panel after Pelosi rejects GOP reps Jordan and Banks. They have something about the COVID on your children over here. And then we also need to go to Fox and see what they have to say for the top news. Biden admin responds after promoting critical race theory directive urging schools to, quote, disrupt whiteness. That's their top story. It doesn't have anything to do with the coronavirus. I shouldn't be saying I have NPR. Maria Taylor is leaving ESPN after a colleague remarks about race went public. That's their number one story today. And let's go to the right for something. Babylon Bee. Now that's just making fun of stuff. The Drudge Report. That's right? Yeah, that's right. Delta grips USA travel restrictions extended CA hospitalizations highest in months. Life expectancy drops, biggest drop since World War II. A completely different array of stories. How TikTok algorithms figures out your deepest desire. Top Catholic Church official resigned over report linking him to gay bars and Grindr. Do you think that would be a topper story if that's a real story? Let's go left again. Let's go Huffington Post. Pelosi nixes extremists from January 6th committee. Republicans cut bait. Women's soccer loses badly to Sweden at Olympics. Fans can't believe it. It's been 12 years since Congress raised the minimum wage. All right, we're at 16 minutes. So, yeah, let me know if you want this even shorter than 5 minutes. Like, I do this during the day, and if people like it, I will definitely share it. And that's been 16 minutes of the news from the left to the right.